Oh, hey there.
Oh, hey there.
I'm Kate.
And I'm Bradley.
And we have beer.
We've got beer.
We've got Leinen... What?
First and foremost,
Kugels.
we're the history buffoons. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, I'm a history buffoon. Bradley's a history buffoon.
She's a buffoon, all right.
And then we're drinking a Leinenkugel's Summer Shandy, which is very lemony and delicious.
Do you know the history behind shandy?
No.
Like what a shandy is, technically?
No.
So I believe it was in, I could be getting my facts wrong, but whatever. I believe it was in Germany. There was this particular tavern keeper who, there was a bike race going through his town. And because of that, he was running out of beer. And to make it last longer, he started mixing it with lemonade.
Nice.
And everybody started really liking it.
I hope that's real.
I believe it is. I mean, that's the story I was always told. I have not done any research, but something along those lines. And then, it kind of was a thing. Mm-hmm. And then I don't even remember what year it was, 2006 to 8 or give or take. It's been out for a while. Summer Shandy has. I guess I don't recall what year it came out. But my buddies and I, who used to work at a beer distributor together, we used to be called the Shandy Crew because we would just destroy multiple barrels of shandy at this one particular bar we'd like to go to. Shout out to the Salty Toad in Waukesha, Wisconsin.
Nice.
But it's a really good beer. It's my go-to summer beer because
it is
very refreshing, very light, but very delicious. So
yeah,
that's
awesome.
why I like to drink IPAs in the winter because they're a little bit heavier. Although I still will sprinkle them in from time to time, especially when I visit my dad. We drink my other favorite beer, which is Sierra Nevada Torpedo Tubes. No, sorry.
Torpedo IPA.
Yeah, Torpedo. Sierra Nevada Torpedo is delicious.
If you don't know the reference torpedo, listen to the Sullivan Brothers episode.
Well, that's not what it's called, but...
It's called Juno about the Juno.
Question mark? Juno about the Juno? Wow, I like how we're already referencing previous podcast episodes, that is.
Okay.
It's pretty funny.
I got an interesting story for you, and...
It better be.
And I think it's going to be really random. I think you're going to think it's really random.
Okay.
We're going to talk a little bit about a particular fortune teller.
Fortune teller? Uh-huh. Like Zoltar from Big?
I was actually going to reference that at one point, but I never did.
That's awesome.
I'm talking about a human being.
Zoltar wasn't real?
No.
Oh, man.
Although Tom Hanks thinks otherwise, probably.
Well, he made him big.
But did you grow up with those magic 8 balls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am old, but I was... I came out before those came out, kind of thing.
You came out?
Well, I mean, yeah. Hey, Mom.
So if you don't know what the magic 8 ball is, it's a toy that looks like an 8 ball. A billiard cube 8 ball, yeah.
Cube?
Nope. Billiard ball.
Wow.
And you would ask the ball a question, you would turn it over, and there would be a floaty dice.
Shake it.
Yeah.
And it was usually a triangle shaped die or whatever.
Die inside.
With the weird, what color liquid?
It looked blue. I think it was blue.
It was really dark. It wasn't really black.
No,
but it always looked kind of blue.
Yeah.
Either way.
But you would ask it questions like, am I going to get a good grade in science class? And it would say...
Ask again later.
I was going to say not likely.
Or not likely, yeah. Or ask again later.
Uh-huh.
It was a big kids thing, at least.
Yeah.
For us, I guess.
Yeah.
You were pretty rich if you had a magic 8 ball. I'm just kidding.
I had a Mr. Potato Head myself.
Do you know how the first Mr. Potato Heads were made? What they were?
I think I have known that once before, but you can refresh my memory.
So,
I don't really have much of one.
I know. Not to get super sidetracked, but the original Mr. Potato Heads were just you would buy. It would only come with the eyes, the ears, and everything, and you use an actual potato.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Anyways.
So have you ever had like a tarot reading?
I know what it is, but no, I've never actually had an official tarot reading.
Yeah, I've had one once.
Oh, really? What did it?
And it was she was a kind of a newer acquaintance of mine, and actually met her over COVID, which is random. But because meeting new people over lockdown seems counterproductive.
Well, either way.
But she knew exactly what she was talking about. She had been doing tarot cards for years and would do them on herself and everything. Of course, I don't remember what was said about mine.
Well done.
Well,
Jesus Christ.
I know, but it's me.
Well,
hi. I'm the problem. It's me.
9:25.
It's me. Hi. I'm the problem.
Can you please stop?
It's a Taylor Swift song.
I know.
I'm the problem. It's me. Okay.
Are you a Swiftie?
No, but she is pretty fantastic.
I mean,
and she doesn't get into trouble. No, she is. I like Taylor Swift because she, as far as I know, and I don't follow people really, but she doesn't get herself into trouble really, and she's got a lot of young people that look up to her, and she knows that. So I don't know.
Well, good for her.
And she's got some really good songs and some, a little bit more tweeny sounding, which I'm not as into, but she's got some really good ones.
Do you know who she's dating?
Currently? A Chiefs player.
Yeah, good job.
Only because the Chiefs recently played the Packers and everybody was all up in roars because Taylor Swift is in Green Bay.
Huzzah!
Okay, anyway. Back to the basics.
All right, Magic 8 Ball.
Magic 8 Ball, tarot reading. I don't remember.
No, you don't.
Okay, so what exactly is fortune telling? I mean, it's the forecasting of a person's future by methods considered not rational.
Well, I mean, if you go to someone who does tarot readings and be like, this information I'm going to live by the rest of my life, you're pretty fucking special.
Yeah, I mean, I could understand using it to help you guide your way, but not solely based on that.
That's what it is more or less.
Yeah.
Go this path instead of that one. Okay,
so you're going to help me name a few different types of methods for fortune telling. And we already said Magic 8 Ball, and we said tarot cards. We've got the very generic crystal ball.
Well, I mean, it worked in Wizard of Oz.
It sure did.
Saw Auntie M.
Well,
he really didn't. He
really didn't. He was a fraud.
It's a good story, though.
Mm-hmm. Although the Wicked Witch had a giant crystal ball.
She sure did.
And anyway.
Anyways.
So then you've got palm reading.
Yeah, like reading the lines on your hand and all that stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Can you think of one?
Oh, fuck. I didn't know I was going to be put on the spot.
I told you you're going to help me come up with them.
Oh, well, no.
How about crystals?
I mean...
Crystals mean certain things to people.
To some people.
Yes, to some people.
Yeah.
And there are pendulums, like crystals on string or a necklace chain. Yeah. And then you've got phrenology, which is the bumps on your head. Yeah, I don't know. And then you've got reading tea leaves.
Oh, like the Grimm?
Yeah.
In Harry Potter?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tea leaves.
Yeah. This is Trelawney.
Astrology.
Yeah, that's a big one.
The horoscopes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Ouija boards.
Ouija?
Oh, Ouija.
Oh, you sound like a ninja.
Oh, Ouija board.
That's weird.
So basically everything not based on science.
So is a Ouija board, whatever, however you want to pronounce it. I always call it a Ouija board, but
yeah, I always called it a Ouija. Yeah.
Is that really fortune telling? Because you're asking it questions and
it can spell out answers it can answer yes or no questions. So yes, I would say that.
I mean, it all depends on which way the person who you're with pushes it. I mean, whoever thought that could actually contact spirits is.
I don't know. I kind of want to believe that though.
Why?
I don't know. It's just I want to believe in ghosts and I want to believe in demonic.
The supernatural.
Yeah,
and all
I
that.
really want to believe it.
Go
Not
back to
saying
the
that
demonic thing. What demonic thing do you want to believe in?
like, exorcist stuff.
Oh, where your head turns all around like Linda Blair's?
Well, no, because then you'd actually be dead.
Yeah, because you snap your neck.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I really want to
impressive.
believe in that stuff.
Okay.
But I've got more of a science mindset, so it's kind of hard. However, spoiler alert, I do have pendulums and crystals and even runes.
Runes.
Yeah, they're like little rocks.
I know what a rune is.
Oh, okay. Well,
Maybe the audience doesn't, so tell them.
They're little.
Al, do you know?
There's little rocks with symbols on it, and the symbol, and I don't know. Roll it around like dice, I guess. Clearly, I don't do it.
Are we playing Dungeons and Dragons here?
No.
That'd be fun. They have wizards.
But fortune telling was dated back as early as 4000 BCE, which is about 6,000 years ago.
Math.
In ancient Babylonia.
Babylonia?
Yeah. So they used observation and record keeping to predict the future by studying celestial bodies like the sun and the moon and the stars. So they believe that they had the power was in the omen power was in the sun and the moon.
The omen power?
Omens.
Like the omen, like the movie Omen?
Like bad juju omen. Yeah. So, for example, they believe that a disappearing moon meant evil would befall the land. So, like an eclipse.
Wasn't it when Christopher Columbus, I think it was him, founded the New World, even though he never landed in America or the United States as we know it. I think because they understood it and he used that to his advantage. I think it was Christopher Columbus. I could be getting people mixed up. I do that a lot. But he basically...
I'm Kate.
And I'm Bradley. Yeah, 925. And
his birthday.
Yeah.
FYI.
She forgets.
It's coming up.
Well, soon. Anywho, I want to say it was him. I could be, again, mixing up stories. But I think, because they understood that and tracked it for way longer than the natives did over here this way. And he said, if you don't do this, I'll make the sun disappear, because he knew an eclipse was coming. It was something like that. It's a wild story.
I've not
really.
heard that.
It's yeah. And they're like, oh shit, we should probably listen to this guy.
So there's something called the Saros cycle, and it's
unfamiliar.
You are
unfamiliar.
It's 223-month lunar cycle that occurs every 18 years. And after a complete cycle, the Earth, Moon, and Sun return to a similar configuration.
Okay.
And they use the Saros cycle to predict eclipses to warn rulers in advance that it was coming.
To warn who?
Rulers.
Rulers, like 12 inches?
No.
A yard, maybe?
No.
Like a king?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got there.
It took a bit.
In ancient China, they used oracle bones and also the eclipse. So a scribe would carve a question onto a bone or a turtle shell, often the shoulder bone of a water buffalo. Everybody's got a water buffalo. Yours is fast, but mine is slow.
It's really funny that you say water buffalo, because I was listening to a podcast earlier today where the two people both talked about a water buffalo, and because they both rode a water buffalo.
They rode one?
Yeah, it wasn't really ideal.
No.
One of them got really injured, and
yeah,
the other one kind of got bucked off and almost got injured.
Everybody's got a water buffalo.
I don't know the song you're
It's VeggieTales. VeggieTales. VeggieTales.
Can you stop?
Yes. So, okay. So the scribe would carve small pits on the other side of the bone and heat it up until it cracked. And the shape of the crack was believed to answer whatever question they posed. So kings and professional diviners.
I think that's how you say it. I'm not 100% sure.
Diviners.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because it's like divination is.
Yeah, diviner. Okay.
part of that, whatever. But yeah, that's Harry Potter.
So they used oracle bones to answer questions about the future, such as when it would rain, if a military campaign would be successful, or if a pregnancy would result in a healthy child. Just get a magic 8-ball. It'll be the same thing.
I don't think they had magic 8-balls back then.
So the earliest oracle bones date back to at least 1600 BC and are considered the mark of the beginning of the written Chinese history. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So the eclipses that the ancient Chinese believed in, the astronomers would study them as far back as 2600 BCE because they were considered omens for the future of the empire and the emperor. So around 2300 BCE, Emperor Zheng Kong had 2 astronomers beheaded for failing to predict an eclipse.
See, that's why I would not want that job, because you're going to be fucking wrong a lot.
Yeah.
And you got some weird tyrant dictators that are like, you didn't guess this right. Fuck you. You're dead.
You're dead.
So no, thank you.
So in the ancient Egyptians, they reportedly used scatomancy.
Is that from like poop?
Yes.
Ew.
Yes.
Gross.
They would predict the future by examining animal feces.
Well, who doesn't?
And they are considered, they also considered the speed and the behavior of dung beetles, as well as the appearance of the dung balls that they created when making predictions.
Well, I would like to know why that's so funny to you.
Dung balls.
Dung balls. It's just a ball of shit.
And then the early Druid cultures used descrying, which involved looking at a reflective surface like water, mirrors, and crystal balls to seek information about the future.
Did you know as soon as a mirror is made, it's already used and it's never new?
Yeah.
All right, anyways.
So I would like to tell you about a specific person.
Oh, shit. We're getting to a specific person?
Yeah. That was just like the brief historical background.
Preamble to what we're getting into?
Yeah, so I want to talk about Baba Vanga.
Baba Vanga.
Baba Vanga. I feel like that's like some kind of a percussion sound. Can you do a percussion on the microphone?
I mean, I could, but I don't want to.
Fine.
I have played percussion pretty much all my life.
I know. That's why I asked you to do it.
That was the table.
So there is a book that I read and cannot find the name of it. It's called Baba Vanga, The Controversial Life and Legacy of the Influential Bulgarian Mystic. And what I failed to write down was who wrote it.
I would like to take this time and let you all know, Al, that we are not professional. We do this because we enjoy it. And we want to learn something, even though Kate will forget it. Continue.
Yeah. So that book was by, I don't think there was like an author listed.
That's weird.
It was like
it just came through the ether and is like, here's a book. It will change your life.
It says it's from Charles River, but Charles River Editors.
Was it like a collaboration then, maybe?
I don't know. That's probably why I didn't write it down.
Wow.
Okay. Anyway.
This is top-notch podcasting.
It sure is.
Yep.
So she was born in 1911.
Oh, it's a chick?
She was born in 1911. Baba Vanga.
I would have went with a dude for some reason.
Like Jabba?
Or Babu Frick from Force Awakens. Or no, he was from the crappier ones. Anyways.
So she was actually born premature. And at that time, because they weren't sure that she was...
Sorry. I saw that too, and I'm like, oh man, it's touch and go here for a moment.
My cat Penny is trying to swallow her own hair, and it's very comical looking.
Little context here. She is, I wouldn't say long hair, but it's certainly medium to long.
Yeah.
And so she's got a lot of fuzz on her. And she was just trying to clean herself, and it was stuck to her face, her tongue. Yeah, it was pretty great.
Okay, anyway.
Sorry.
So, not knowing if Baba Vanga would survive, they actually didn't name the baby right away.
Is that how they came up with Baba? Jesus, what a fucking name is Baba?
It's a nickname.
Oh, okay.
So eventually she was given the name Vangalina.
Vangalina.
Mm-hmm. It means gospel in English.
Damn right it does.
So Vangalina shortened is Vanga. So Baba Vanga. And I think Baba means like grandmother or something like that. So her mother died when she was really young and her father remarried. And she had 3.5 siblings. 3.5.
That's the goal, folks. 2.5 kids, house, 2-car garage. What the fuck?
She had 3 half siblings.
There it is. Again, not professional.
Vasil, Toma, and
What was the first one?
Vasil, Vasil.
Oh, I thought you said Basil.
Vasil.
Okay.
Toma and I spelled it out phonetically. Layubka.
Where are they from?
Bulgaria.
That's right. Okay.
Layubka.
That makes a little more sense with the funky names.
So Vanga claimed she actually had a life-threatening event that happened to her. Supposedly, a tornado swept her away and dropped her in a distant field.
Like in Kansas?
Kind of. So she was rescued after an extensive search, but she was traumatized and her eyes were actually severely injured by the sand and the dust from the tornado.
Sure.
And she was unable to afford full treatment on her eyes, and she gradually lost her sight within 4 years.
How old was she when this
I think
happened?
she was in her teens.
So yeah, no kidding, she couldn't afford it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
What year was she born?
1911.
Okay.
So she was like tween, I think. So, because then at 14, she was sent to the House of the Blind in a Serbian city called Zuman.
Is that the same year Reagan was born? Anyways.
1911. I don't know my president history.
Maybe not.
So they were given a basic education, but that's where they learned Braille. Okay. She was never really into the education that was given to her. And she was actually considered only semi-literate in her adulthood.
Well, I would think she's not very literate at all because she can't read because she has no eyes.
They taught her Braille.
I'm kidding. Good Lord.
When her stepmother died in delivery of her 4th half-sibling, who also died.
So her dad had her and then remarried and had
3 other kids.
Potentially 4, but one died right away.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the stepmother and the 4th baby died. And Vanga was summoned home from the school to care for the children.
The stepmother died in childbirth?
Yes.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And Vanga was summoned home to take care of the children. So at 18 years old, she became really disinterested in her appearance and started wearing tattered clothing, often too big for her, and they actually once belonged to elderly women that they would like donate to local charities. She exhibited some signs of developmental regression, and she became more childlike in her speech and mannerisms as she got older. In 1939, at age 28, she came down with an inflammation of pleura, which is layers of the tissue that separate your lungs from your chest wall.
Okay.
So it became inflamed and creating excruciating chest pains.
I would imagine.
So once she recovered, this is when her psychic powers began to manifest.
Did they, though? Is that what they're telling us?
She was inundated with invasive and eerily vivid dreams. She would hear phantom voices, ghostly apparitions, short clips would play in her mind. She claimed auricular spirits would enter her body and she would slip into a trance. And she finally started sharing her findings with her family. At first, they were skeptical, but they started to believe her after some of her predictions came true.
Well, there's going to be a next week is going to happen. I mean, I could do that. At
one point in the spring of 1940, Vanga had a vision that her beloved Bulgaria would enter World War II. This vision happened in public, and in her trance, she let out a low, raspy voice of an older man and told of their entry into the war and the carnage to come. In March of 1941, so a year later, Yugoslavia and Bulgaria entered the war.
Sure. I mean, it was in Europe, and lots of people joined.
So her prediction and ultimate accuracy of that vision started spreading through the towns.
That's pretty fucking weak. Come on. Do you know what happened on December 6th?
Shut up. Again, reference to Juno about the Juno.
That same year?
So siblings Toma and Lyubka were separated from Vanga and sent to a concentration camp.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Toma was taken hostage by Nazi soldiers in 1944 and was tortured and murdered.
What kind of soldiers?
Not Nazi soldiers.
Because it sounds like you're saying Nazi.
Nazi soldiers. And
Nazi.
he was tortured and murdered.
Which one was?
Toma. One of her half siblings.
Yeah. I don't remember all their names already because they're fucking weird. Well, they are. Toma?
They're Bulgarian.
Babka? Babu Frick?
So Lyubka,
Yes,
she
the one.
fled from camp and was reunited with Vanga, and they never really left their side again.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah,
that would kind of suck.
Yeah.
How come she didn't go to a concentration camp?
I don't know.
Oh, because she was blind and they're like, well, we can't experiment on her eyes.
So Lyubka became her personal assistant and helped arrange for the local pilgrims, which they reference pilgrims a lot in this book, but it's more like townspeople.
Sure.
She helped arrange the townspeople's appointments with Vanga because people are like, she can see the future. We want to talk to her.
So did she charge for this?
So no.
Weird.
So when she started doing this, she had the people who loved her and the people who hated her. They called her a vile occultist, and she had talents from the devil himself. But then others declared her a prophetess and a special messenger from God. So you got the lovers and the haters. So
that's pretty much average.
Yeah, par for the course.
Yeah.
So visitors came to Vanga inquiring about love lives, exams, careers, and other personal matters. She would even locate stray livestock and misplaced valuables. Mm-hmm. In the 1940s, the majority of visitors wanted to learn of their loved ones at war.
Sure,
So
that makes sense.
she could even help direct family members to their soldiers' place of death so they could retrieve the body for burial.
Okay.
Crickets.
Well, I mean, I'd like to know more.
Yeah, so this book doesn't really go into a lot of detail.
Maybe
Yeah.
if there was an actual author, they would have.
Sounds like just an editor. So visitors were instructed to place sugar cubes under their pillows and sleep on them, kind of like the Tooth Fairy.
So, funny thing about the Tooth Fairy. I was watching something and said something about fairies, and my son goes, "Fairies aren't real. The only real one is the Tooth Fairy."
He's so cute.
Oh, that's adorable, buddy. But it was pretty funny that he said that. Anyway,
So
sorry.
after sleeping on the sugar cube,
What are we talking about again?
Sugar cubes.
Sugar.
They would bring them to Vanga, and somehow it activated her powers, and it became effective.
Did she eat them?
I don't know.
I
No,
think she just like sweets.
she would like roll them in her hand like dice.
How
so-
do they not crumble?
You're asking me all these questions as if I'm talking to Vanga every single day of my life.
You didn't?
No.
Fuck.
So the following is said to have solidified Vanga's ability. So between
Here it is.
Between the winter of 1941 and the early spring of 1942, Vanga was visited by the mother of a missing soldier named Christo Prachanov.
That's the soldier's name?
Yes.
Okay.
And the mother came to visit.
So Miss Pachenov?
Yeah. So Vanga told her that he was safe and sound, but that he would not be back for some time. So after the session, Christo's mother shared the news to family and friends, and they were all relieved except for his new bride, Pavlina. Pavlina was already grief-stricken and hated the fact that she was a widow and refused to give herself hope and potentially be heartbroken a second time when finding out that he actually did die.
Why? So why does she consider herself a widow if she didn't know that he died?
They anticipated that he died.
I mean,
so she was already like...
Sounded like she didn't even fucking care then because, like, way to have some hope.
Listen to this. She moved on and married within 1 month.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah.
Because he's not even dead. That's an illegal marriage. It doesn't count.
A year later, Pavlina ran into Christo at the market.
Weird.
She turned white as a sheet and fainted.
Good. Fuck that dumb bitch.
Unfortunately, within just a few days of Christo's return, his mother died of a heart attack.
Well, hey, he got to see her.
And some say that Vanga knew this and kept it from the mother to spare the mother any heartache.
Sure.
Yeah. So visitors began gifting Vanga with food, money, and other types of gifts for their appreciation. She never charged anyone and didn't want to discriminate against anyone because of their fortune. So,
can you say that word again?
Fortune.
Fortune?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Vanga adopted 2 children with her husband, who was also a visitor of hers at one point.
When the hell did she get married?
Well, I skipped that part. She got married.
Good Lord.
And then she adopted 2 children.
I got that now.
So even though she had children of her own, she was bombarded with godmother proposals, which she never denied. So she had over 15,000 godchildren by the end of her life.
15,000?
Which is why
crap.
she's Baba Vanga. Baba Vanga. Babaloo. Sorry.
Baba Ganoush?
I like the Babaloo. That's better. That's Desi Arnaz. Babaloo.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway. So supposedly, even Hitler came to visit her.
What?
In 1943 and offered her a job.
To, like, try and win the war, basically?
She was vehemently, no. And as he was leaving, because he was pissed off, she said, "Leave Russia alone. You will lose this war." He was mad.
Well, you know.
In an act of punishment, he arranged for her husband to be shipped off to Greece.
See, what a dick. He really was a dick.
But Vanga, because of her foreseen sight, knew her husband was going to return, but warned him, watch out for the water. Of course, her husband caught a form of hepatitis, likely caused by drinking contaminated water.
She told him to fucking stay away from it.
I know.
Could have had a beer, man, even though it's 90% water.
Ultimately, he came back from the war broken, and he became an alcoholic and died of alcohol abuse on April 1st, 1962.
Oh, lived quite a while, I guess, after that.
In 1967, the Bulgarian government employed Vanga as a civil servant. She was supplied with a fully furnished office in the Institute of... Get this. Oh, it's so funny.
Jesus Christ. She's so giddy. Get this.
A fully furnished office in the Institute of Suggestology.
Suggestology?
And Parapsychology.
Oh my God, what the fuck?
Suggestology. I've never heard of such a thing.
And you probably never will again. Because you know why? You already forgot it.
What?
What?
So she was also given a full team of 2 secretaries and several aides who vetted the new applications.
2 secretaries?
Yes, because she is just bombarded with visitors.
Good Lord.
So Lyubka was also employed there.
Who's that again?
Lyubka.
Yeah.
Her sister, her half-sister.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And with this new role, they were given a fixed stipend monthly.
Sure.
So locals were charged $17 and non-locals were $87.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. It's like, I'll move to go talk to Vanga
I'm just
for
gonna go
17.
move here for a minute.
Historians believe that Vanga had to receive approximately $100 million throughout her career from the visitors alone.
$100 million? Mm-hmm. Holy shit.
That's how many...
I need to start just fucking making shit up.
I know, but yet she lived frugally.
Well, yeah.
She didn't want to advertise all that. So now employed with the government, there was a year wait minimum for meeting Vanga.
Holy shit.
Yeah. High-ranking politicians and celebrities were the only ones allowed to cut ahead. At one point, she would perform 130 readings a day at only 10 minutes each a session.
That's insane.
She would only sleep about 4 to 5 hours a night.
Well, yeah, because she's just too busy making up shit.
Probably. She met with an award-winning novelist and playwright named Leonid Leonov from Moscow.
Okay.
She advised him to reconsider the placement of his manuscripts, which were always stored in his vacation home. Despite his reservations, he moved them to his apartment. Just days later, a fire erupted at his vacation home and everything inside was reduced to ashes. Supposedly, Vanga declared these next predictions, although some newspapers admit that they were fabrications made up. So some of these might be fabricated, some of these might be actually from Vanga. So the 35th president of the United States would be assassinated. Who is?
JFK.
In 1968, an assassination of a congressman, Robert F. Kennedy.
Yep.
The election of Richard Nixon.
Mm-hmm.
The death of Gandhi.
Poor Gandhi.
The Chernobyl disaster.
That sucked.
And 9/11.
She predicted 9/11.
So in the book that I read, it says, quote, "The American brothers will fall after being attacked by steel birds."
That's fucked up.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Also, that the 44th president was going to be African American, and apparently he was going to be the only one.
Oh, well, sorry, guys.
Apparently she also predicted COVID.
What?
Yeah. So here are things that she said that were not
way too
true.
many. Yep.
So here are some things that turned out not to be true. Yes.
I have a question after you read this.
Okay. She said that cancer would be eradicated in the early 21st century.
Whoops.
A drug would reverse the aging process, featuring hormones from horses, dogs, and frogs.
Weird.
World War III would begin in 2010 and stretch on for 4 years.
Nope.
2016, all of Europe would be reduced to a dystopian wasteland.
Nope.
Although some people think this is a metaphor for Brexit.
See, now you're just grasping at fucking
Yes.
straws. That's ridiculous. To Brexit, come on.
The USSR would rise again in the first quarter of the 21st century. And she hosted sessions up until the day of her death. And she had at one point continued to predict years on some things that would happen, some things that would happen. And I have a list for you. So you can ask your question and then I'm going to go on to this list.
Has anyone, and you probably don't have this answer, has anyone figured out her success rate, like percentage-wise?
I don't know.
I'd like to know that
That
number.
would be very interesting to know.
Because, okay, yeah, she got some things right.
Right.
Clearly, you just said she got some shit wrong.
Right.
I mean, let's go off of baseball terms. If you're batting 500, that's pretty fucking good. But if you're only getting 1 out of 2 things right, that's not that good.
Okay, so these are the predictions for the future here.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Yes.
I hope I'm in this.
In 2028, 4 years, people
Thank
will
you.
Yes, you're welcome. Math. People will put an end to world hunger.
No, they won't. 4 fucking years from now, world hunger is supposed to end. Unless there's some magical thing that happens, and that's not going to happen.
We will land on Venus.
Isn't that
The
where
gas planet.
Yeah, I mean, Isn't that where women are from? Oh, wait.
I mean, we can be gassy. In 2046, we have perfected cloning.
Aw.
In 2130,
2130. Holy fuck.
we have connected with extraterrestrial life forms.
Well, haven't we already at Area 51?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Government.
2164, scientists will discover the first animal-human hybrid.
What? Like a centaur? Sweet.
Between 2170 and 2256, we will have a colony on Mars.
This is just fucking ridiculous.
And on Mars, they would unveil nuclear weapons and declare autonomy from the Earth.
Civil War.
In 2341 is her saying it's the beginning of the end.
Oh, end of what? Everything?
Yes, so Earth will be unfit for human life, using up all of its resources, and we will end up living on other planets in other solar systems.
Well, that's okay. I mean, she was alive when movies were out. That's like a premise for a lot of fucking movies.
In 3797, all plant and animal
3797. I mean, the good news is I won't be around.
all plant and animal life will be extinct.
Yeah.
In 4676,
oh my God, this is getting ridiculous.
340 billion humans will evolve into mortal beings, being able to literally converse with God.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And the end. In 5079, the universe will implode.
All right. So,
okay, hold on. That's Baba Vanga, and the book is The Controversial Life and Legacy of the Influential Bulgarian Mystic by Charles River Editors.
okay. Some of the stuff you mentioned from her earlier life, okay, maybe there's something to it, but all that shit at the end there, in my book, just completely discredited her.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, now I'm curious what her success rate is.
Yeah. I'm curious how so these people are going to turn into, what'd you say, immortal beings? Is that what you said?
And be able to converse with God.
Converse with God.
Yeah.
So why are they going to ask him, like, hey man, you're going to stop this from happening?
Can you stop the end of the world?
What was it, 51 whatever? And be like, you stopped the end of the universe? Not the end of the world, the end of the universe.
But remember, human beings are in other solar systems by now.
I get that. What the fuck? Did you know that next week there's going to be a Tuesday? I'm a prophet. What the fuck?
I think that's the title of our episode. I'm a prophet.
Because holy that, I mean, again, I am like you kind of said earlier on, more scientific minded, I guess. I'd like to believe that there's something mystical out there.
Yeah.
But man, they have yet to prove that right. And weird shit does happen, don't get me wrong. And everyone's all like Jesus and toast. It doesn't mean fucking Jesus was there. It just burned the wrong fucking way. Or whatever. Shit like that. People, they put way too much stock into it.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
But to each their own. If you want to believe in that, if you believe in God, good for you. Not everyone has to.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Whatever you want to believe in.
Whatever it is. But, you know, I'm going to go with bullshit.
Like I said, the mystical arts are not.
Mystical arts?
They're not.
Was Doctor Strange going to come
proven in
here?
fact.
No, that is true. They're not they're proven in Idiocracy. That's a movie.
Gatorade.
Well,
The water sucks. It really, really sucks.
I'm really confused how he went to the water boy from Idiocracy, but okay.
Because Idiocracy, they use Gatorade to water all the plants, I think. I've only seen that movie once.
I saw that movie once, like, shortly after it came out.
I think it was Gatorade or
Was it really?
something like that. Yeah. And so,
It
yeah. And then
really sucks.
So then I jumped to Waterboy.
Gonna open a can of whoop ass on you. I haven't watched The Waterboy in a bit. Bobby Boucher. Great movie.
Baba Vanga.
Bobby Vanga. Bobby Boucher and Baba Vanga.
Baba Vanga.
It's like they're related.
Do you have an idiom for me?
Yeah.
Let's do one. Let's do one.
Let's check it out, shall we? When families could afford pork, they would hang up their bacon when having visitors to show off.
Oh.
Okay.
We fancy pants over here.
It was a sign of wealth that a man could what?
Oh, bring home the bacon.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
They would cut off little pieces to share with their guests. So they would sit around and what?
Pass the bacon.
Chew the fat.
Oh, I don't think I know that one.
You've never heard of chew the fat?
I don't think so.
It's just basically, it morphed into more or less, he would come over and chew the fat for a while or whatever. It's just, you'd talk then, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've never heard that one before?
Uh-uh.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Pass the bacon. Pass the pigs. Oh, did you see what I did there?
I didn't want to.
That's a game that we play. He always loses.
I won the last time we played it.
Out of how many?
I didn't bring it up. Why'd you?
That was a good episode.
I mean, if you're into
The mystical arts.
Things like that, I guess. It wasn't.
I'm going to go get my pendulum.
Where's my crystals?
They're all in my basement. Oh, actually, my favorite crystal is howlite. Don't ask me what it means. I just think it's pretty.
What color is it?
They're white and with little gray. It looks like marble.
Okay.
But it's called howlite, and I like it because it looks like marble, and I really like. It's a very aesthetically pleasing to me.
Well, that's nice.
So I have a lot of those, and I have a howlite pendulum, and I have citrine, which I think is like a. Like hold the citrine in, so you get some like good money that day or something. So I used to like carry that in my pocket trying to sell retail at the spa.
So my mom, I'm old. My mom's really old. Was the whole always like, oh, my left palm is itching. That means I'm going to come into money. And she said this literally to me like a week or two ago. And I'm like, when has that ever actually fucking happened, Mom? And she's like, I don't know.
or it's like my ears are burning. Someone's talking about me.
My ears ringing. Left is for love, right is for spite.
I've not heard of that.
No? Mm-mm. Yeah. Left for love, right for spite.
Hmm.
So if your right ear is ringing, supposedly it's someone talking shit about you or whatever. And if your left ear is ringing, it's someone who loves you is talking about you.
So you have tinnitus. So what does that mean?
I always hear stuff and it sucks so bad. I have to fall asleep to a movie every night. Yeah. And so like I get on kicks of specific movies. For the longest time, it was Lord of the Rings. And I always have to start it at the same spot. I shouldn't say Lord of the Rings. The Fellowship of the Ring. Mm-hmm. Recently, and for quite some time, it's probably time I mix it up, because my wife is probably getting annoyed with it, is Tombstone with, Kurt Russell and
I thought you were going to say The Mummy.
Oh, no, that was the one before Tombstone, in between Lord of the Rings and Tombstone. But yeah, because otherwise, that's all if I have nothing on, that's all I hear is just the ringing in my brain, and it's not pleasant. Yeah, it drives me insane.
And that's why we're here, folks.
Insaner. See what I did there?
I think it's time for another beer.
I think so, too.
Okay.
All right, folks. Thank you very much.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you, hear from you next week.
Don't forget, you can text us through the episodes as well. We'd like to hear from y'all. Yeah, text us, and you can do an audio recording, too, like a voicemail. Send us a voicemail, because I'm really looking forward to getting our first voicemail. Hopefully we've had one by this recording or this posting, but if not, please do. It'd be fun to hear from someone. I don't know. Al? No, I'll just text him. I actually know him. Anyways, bye. Bye. All right, Buffoons, that's it for today's episode. Buckle up, because we've got another historical adventure waiting for you next time. Feeling hungry for more buffoonery? Or maybe you have a burning question or a wild historical theory for us to explore. Hit us up on social media. We're History Buffoons Podcast on Reddit, X, Instagram, and Facebook. You can also email us at historybuffoonspodcast@gmail.com. Follow us wherever you get your podcasts and turn those notifications on to stay in the loop. Until next time, stay curious and don't forget to rate and review us. Remember, the buffoonery never stops.